What's up, you guys? It's your girl Faye, owner of Lemonade No Sugar here. In today's video, I'll be teaching you how to make your own candle. How I process my candles is using the double boil method. The double boil method is easy for me because I make all of my products in small batches. The double boil method only takes a few minutes. This part of the video, we are measuring our fragrance oil. Just like in soap making, candle making requires a certain amount of ounces depending on the amount of wax that you're using. You don't want to use too much fragrance oil or too little fragrance oil. Too much fragrance oil can cause a fire hazard for some of your candles, and too little fragrance oil can cause your client not to smell the candle at all. So today I'm making 4 jars of candles and using about 3.6 ounces of fragrance oils for my candles. And right now, I'm just making sure I'm very precise in my measurements and that I'm not off, so that way I can get the best quality of fragrance throw. We're going back to check in on our wax. This is about after 10 minutes. Our wax is pretty much melting. At this point, I use coconut soy wax. With coconut soy wax, it's a very creamy, vegan, silky wax. And what I love about this wax, it doesn't take long for it to melt. So I use 10 minutes increments. So after like 10 minutes or so, the wax pretty much is melting. And with that, I make sure I check the temperature each time to make sure that the wax is not overheating itself, because the manufacturer suggests that I should not boil this wax over 200 degrees. So just making sure make sure you take your temperature. And while we're waiting for our wax to fully melt, we're pretty much going in to wipe down our jars with alcohol. And we're clipping our wooden wicks to the jars. And this part is pretty much super easy. Like, I already cleaned the jars with the rubbing alcohol to make sure no residue is on the jars, and I label them. Now they're wicked in this part of the video. And I do not cut my wicks until after the fact of them sitting for a little bit and the wax being in there. So at this point in time, we're going to go check back in and with our wax to see how it's doing. And it is fully melted. So let's check that temperature. The temperature in which I suggest and what the manufacturer suggests is 170 through 160 degrees. So I like to stay in that bubble, so that way I can get the best fragrance throw. And also, I'm not mixing in my fragrance at a too high a point, because then if I mix it in at a too high a point, then the fragrance oil is evaporating, so no one is smelling this in at all. And I'm not doing it too low, so that way you not either way, or if you do it too high or do it too low, that you'll end up messing up the fragrance throw and what a person can smell when they light your candle. So I went in and checked a few times to make sure, where am I at? Am I at 170? Am I at 165? Where am I at? So I end up mixing the fragrance oil at 169, which is 1 degree under 170, but that's still okay. I mix my fragrance oil for 2 minutes, but I don't mix the whole time. I take breaks in between, because I want to give my fragrance just time to combine. They don't say this in the candle business. Like, they don't say like you have to take breaks, but this is what I prefer to do. And then after that, I like to poke holes into my wax just to help with any sink holes or any air pockets that I may get. And then after I make the little holes in each wax, because that does help. Now, if you're not doing this and you're a candle maker, please start doing this. I'm just giving you an up close view. After I poke these holes, I get my heat gun to melt the hole so that way those air pockets can fully go away. And I do this a few times, maybe 2 or 3 times, depending on how I want my candle to look. And this is the ending result. Very smooth top, no air pockets, and it's so beautiful. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and now you have learned to make your own candle at home. Don't forget to let your candles cure for 2 weeks.